Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Reddy sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. విజయ్ నువ్వు లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అవ్వలేదు, ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళావు?
Sir, health issues, sir.
ఏమైంది? నీ క్వశ్చన్ నేను మర్చిపోయాను, ఒకసారి నాకు చెప్తావా? సారీ, నేను రాసుకుంటాను, నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ రేపు కవర్ చేస్తాను నేను.
1 minute, sir.
ఒక్క నిమిషం విజయ్, 1 minute. యా, ఒకసారి చెప్పరా?
What are the describe the applications of computers in safety, health, and environmental, sir?
What are the application of
Computers in health and safety, environmental,
okay,
education and training.
Computers in the sense, what we will write here? Only the training part we use, that presentation only we can use, no? Application in the sense, like creation of PPTs, making a Word document, creation of training material, showing some videos, that much all we can write. That's all. Apart from that, nothing we can write. Application of computers in education and training.
Another question is, sir.
Other question is what?
What are the limitations of QCC-HS computer software in safety?
These and all will not come, Vijay. Ignore it. Straight away you can ignore it.
Yeah, okay, sir.
I am seeing since last 8-9 years, no such kind of questions we can get in exam regarding the software and all. Me application of these computers you may get that also in worst case. So there you can write such kind of answer.
Okay,
as I
okay.
told you.
Actually, ఈ year Jan February paper లోని ఉంది, చూసాను అది.
Excuses, yeah.
అవును.
Then this is due to pandemic.
Jan February 2022.
I don't know. Okay, I'll do some research on this. QCC
HS computer software.
HS computer software.
Software
Okay.
in
I'll
safety.
just in safety. I'll do some investigation tonight and I'll give you tomorrow the right answer. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. Since last many days.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Venugopal sir, you want to speak something? You're raising your hand.
Regarding this gentleman's Mr. Vijay's question, he uses the computers in the the training. It is the tool. So without this, you can't proceed. Number one. Number two. Now, everywhere these users of application, accident investigation, all the software tools is being developed by users of computers.
Yes.
For getting number one, sir.
Even keeping
number
data.
Two, keeping data, analyzing trends, analysis for the management's taking decisions for their business and improving the quality, improving the safety of the and the health of the organization. Everything. This is the
computers are used,
in dispersion gas modeling, for the heat contours and all. All those applications. So we can develop all these things. That's what I mean to
using using computers. That way you can write Vijay. If at all the question is asked, one we can use it for the training purposes and one use it for the documentation purpose. In overall, if you ask me, making a checklist, SOPs, and making of presentations, having data storage, all these points we can write for this computer application.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Investigations.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your inputs. Any other inputs, team, apart from Venugopal sir? Any inputs you people want to add for this computer application apart from accident investigation, data analysis, documentation part, again training? Apart from this, any points you'd like to add? Maybe in self-education as well for the people. Even safety professionals, they can use this computer and suffer in internet, and they can have the new applications and new standards or new statutory requirements or any updates in safety technology. So it can be used. Okay. Today we are talking about this manual material handling. Just give me a second. My PPT. Yeah, I hope the PPT is visible. Okay, it is in the safety engineering one, and we are talking about manual material handling and storage of materials. Okay. I request every participant, please mute yourself. If you have any question, ask me at any time during the class. No worries. Okay, but try to be in the mute so that we can will not get distracted from the class. Okay. Now you tell me need of safety in material handling. What is the need while handling materials? What is the safety need in handling materials? Each of you people can add 1 point each. That is more than enough for this topic. So you can write directly, sit in exam if any question comes in this paper. Add one input from each participant. Around we have participants. One answer from one participant. What is the need of safety in material handling?
Not to injure themselves or himself.
Okay, done. Not to injure. Ratan Singh, your answer is done. Only one answer. Thank you.
To prevent
Avoid
physical
injury.
injuries. To prevent physical injuries.
That is also same. Okay, thank you. Next.
So
Vijay.
preventing any spillages.
Okay, very good. This is in the second answer. Two answers. One is preventing injuries and preventing spillages. Others.
Duration of the task.
Yeah, we can avoid the duration of, okay.
Preventing damage to the equipment while mishandling.
Okay, preventing damages to the materials, whatever the form. Okay. Others.
Preventing property damage of the company.
And materials, it is covering in damage of material, maybe in the form of structure, in the form of material.
For efficiently working. We can plan better so that we can efficiently lift anything.
Okay. Next.
To prevent the must.
Improve the employees' health by creating economical atmosphere.
Okay, perfect. Improving economics related issues. Yeah. Lokesh.
Check the size and shape of material.
Sorry, Lokesh, can you please spell it again?
Size and shape of material loading unloading.
Size and shape of the object. Okay, that safety also matters while handling the materials based on the size, shape, the type, and the nature of the materials. Okay, thank you. Any other answers from other participants?
To reduce the frequency of
right equipment, sir.
Okay, right equipments. Okay. What about others?
To reduce the frequency
Job of material handling leads to safe job of place.
Okay. Okay. Done. Thank you so much. Now I'll make it a consolidated list now. The first agenda for safety is to avoid accidents while handling the materials, the prevention of avoiding accidents. We need a safety while handling materials. Other one, environmental damage. For example, you are handling any chemicals. You should not handle like you are pouring some sort of amount of here and you are pouring some amount there, here and there. Environmental pollution we have to avoid. And third one, property damage. Property damage in the sense raw material maybe a damage, or Finished goods also a material. There also it may be a damage. These are the major 3 concerns why will have in handling of safety. And apart from this, ergonomical issues. We can avoid ergonomical issues also, so that we need safe material handling. One is avoiding accidents. It will covers human injuries, property damage, and then avoiding environmental pollution by the spillage of chemicals and various hazardous chemicals, and avoiding property damage, and avoiding ergonomical issues. All these 4 points we can cover if there is a safety while handling materials. Now we'll see. Without handling any material, no production is possible. Lifting, transporting, and handling materials manually or mechanically. I hope everybody will agree with this statement, because without handling any material, maybe if you take a rice, every day we used to consume rice. That is also one kind of material. How we are handling? We are going to the shop. From there, we are lifting, bringing back to the home. We'll keep somewhere in the storage area. From there, again, we are handling. There, we are doing some process. Again, it is cooking in a stove or any whatever the media it is cooking. Again, it is handled to the dining area. From there, we are consuming it. It means it is handled in various forms, in various times, in various locations. Otherwise, until unless you are not handling it, if the rice is not coming from the shop to home, the rice will not made. So each material needs to be handled to make a product. Okay, there may be n number of types of materials for making one final product, but still all these materials need to be handled as a to get a final output. How we will handle? Maybe in part of lifting, transporting materials manually or mechanically. Okay, these are the 2 methods. One is manually, other one is mechanically. Manually means we are using only the human efforts, which means the human energy. We are transporting or we are shifting the materials from one place to other place. If it is a mechanical, maybe we use a forklift, maybe we use EOT cranes, maybe we use other trucks and trolleys, different types of mechanical equipments to transport or to handle the materials. That will be comes under mechanical material handling. It is a very crucial part in any production process, whatever is the production. Things do for making big projects. Mechanical material handling is the minimum and the great priority it is having for making a or taking out a output of the process.
सर हेलो
Yeah.
सर मुझे एक बात इसमें क्लियर करना था सर अभी आपने बताया सर जो मटेरियल हैंडलिंग को लेके सर तो सर मुझे सर इसमें लगता है सर कि सारी बातें जो आपने बताई उसका की और मेजर रोल इसमें रहता है मटेरियल हैंडलिंग में, बट सर मुझे लगता है सर कि हमें एक्सेस जो होता है पथवे होता है सर जो पाथ से मटेरियल हैंडलिंग करते हैं सर, हाँ उसका भी सर बहुत खास करके कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट के ऊपर उसका भी सर एक मेजर रोल होता है सर।
हाँ वही भी मैटर है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल मटेरियल हैंडल करने के लिए आपको तो जगह चाहिए ना, बिना जगह आप थोड़ी इधर से उधर से लेके जा सकता है।
जी
मतलब ये मटेरियल हैंडलिंग प्रोडक्शन के लिए जरूर है, फॉर हैंडलिंग मटेरियल हमको पता चाहिए, वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट है।
हाँ सर मैं यही बोलना चाह रहा था।
थैंक यू। Yeah, there are 2 types of handling, and manual and mechanical. If you see here, 2 unsafe actions and other hazards like slipping, falling, striking, etc. in manual material handling, it is being substituted by more and more mechanical handling. It reduces such hazards and manpower and increases productivity, because as we know that W. Hendricks told that minimum 300 near misses had to be happen to reach to 29 minor accidents. If you are not able to control there, it may lead to 1 fatal accident. The similar way, there is a standard called 80% of accidents, 88% of accidents, it will happen due to unsafe conditions, sorry, unsafe actions. Being you're involving more and more people, what will happen? Accident rate will increase. To take down that accident rate, here keep on adding the machines so that number of manual material handling can be reduced, so that the major accident ratio can be coming down. Because if you see in unsafe actions, maybe a slip, trip, fall will be there, striking against the material, maybe manual handling, they may have an economical issues. So many issues will be there while the material has been handled by the people compared with machines. We'll see what are the hazards in manual material handling. One is carrying excessive load. If you see in the Factories Act itself, they have mentioned the minimum weight people can lift. If I'm not wrong, a very long back I have seen the book. It is, if I'm not wrong, for an adult it is 15 kg adult male. I think 35. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Then lifting improperly, because they don't know how to lift such a material. Maybe the shape is very round, maybe the size is very big, even though it is less weight, the size is very big. And maybe some of the materials which are very delicate, or some of the materials which is irregular shape, so the center of gravity will be it is difficult to judge that center of gravity, so that lifting improperly. And unsafe gripping and placing, he is not having the proper grip, but he is lifting the job. That is also a one of the hazard. And then struck by falling body or striking against objects. Struck by falling body in the sense, if you see in any falling object which is falling from height, also a one of the hazard while material handling. And the striking against objects, like while handling material, you are obstructing your view. What will happen? So simultaneously we don't know what is there in front of us, and we are keep on moving. Otherwise, some materials on the floor we may strike against that, so that it will be leads to accident. Then person falling or slipping, this is also one of the hazard while manual material handling. Then failure to use PPE, in the sense whatever the personal protective equipment is required, they are failed to use, they are not using it properly. And also the right person, which means the person which is assigned to the work, whether he is fit for the work or not. That is also the hazard we can consider in manual material handling. Then if you see in mechanical material handling, what are the hazards in mechanical material handling? Selection of equipment, which means based on the weight, or based on the chemical nature, or based on the type of the chemical, based on the shape of the chemical, and based on the condition of the chemical or condition of the material, you have to select the equipment. For example, lifting 3 ton weight, you have selected a 2.5 ton pallet jack or pallet stacker. That will be wrong. For example, sometimes what will happen, they are lifting a 5 ton job, he has selected a 5 ton belt, sorry, and he has selected a 5 ton belt, but he used a different lifting method. In the different method, we have a vertical, basket type, choker method, different methods we used. Instead of using a straight lift, and he used a choker method. If you're using choker method, automatically it will comes to 400 kg or 600 kg approximate weight of the material. I mean, the strength of the belt will be coming down. That also a problem. The application of the belt, the selection of equipment, or the selection of the lifting tools and tackles, it will varies from the application of the tools and tackles while lifting. That also we have to make sure while giving mechanical material handling or manual material handling trainings. And design defect or unsafe construction or operation of equipment. Maybe that equipment itself having any design defect or unsafe construction. Maybe if you see in construction industries, they used to make an elevator for carrying this concrete and other raw materials. They have not constructed it, or operation of equipment. Maybe they are not operating the equipment it properly. These are the hazards. And overloading of equipment based on the above the they are overloading it. Condition of material or equipment. This for this point number 4, we can take this forklifts as a wrong position of material. Sometimes what they'll do, the forklift operators, due to in hurry or misjudgment or overconfidence, they will load the job on the tip of the forks so that it may chance to fall. Then working at excessive speed, like one more example we can take from forklift and other material handling or trolleys. The people used to run the forklift in excessive speed. In the turnings or any blind spots are there, there may be a chance to hit with others, or there may be a forklift itself to control that turning radius. Then lack of space for operation. This is also one of the concern, as one of our friend told you. Lack of space. They have built a very good warehouse or very good facility, and they are not considered this space for the vehicle movement. This is also exactly point to point, neck to neck, or 0-0. So in such conditions, it is very much difficulty to judge the forklift drivers to manage. So we need a sufficient space for operation of such an equipment for material handling. Then lack of skill, training, and the correct attitude on the part of operation. Maybe untrained people are operating the forklifts. Maybe a new joinees for being an enthusiastic, they are started operating, and the training and the correct attitude. Maybe they have not got enough or proper training, and the attitude of the people, maybe having overconfidence. मैं तो 10 साल से चला रहा है forklift को, मेरे को सब कुछ मालूम है, इधर ब्रेक डालेगा तो इधर ही रुक जाएगा. That is also one of the major hazard while handling with mechanical equipments. Then improperly guarded or unguarded machinery. Maybe the equipment itself, it is not guarded properly. That is also one of the hazard. Then electrical faults and poor maintenance and no testing. They are not at all taking care of. Only they are running. Okay, चल रहा है ना अभी तो चलने दो, इससे कुछ कराना नहीं है. Then no testing. There is no calibration done internally or third party. If it is required for all the lifting tools and tackle, need to be calibrated by the Department of Factories approved consents. Some of the items which is covering under once in 6 months, and some of the items which is covering under once in 12 months. So this testing has to be done, and we need to get this FITS certificate from the competent person. So these kind of things, they are not taking care until unless it is getting shut down, or until unless those kind of equipments met with an accident. These are the hazards. Then these accidents can be avoided by good training. Training is the one of the best part for this material handling, and supervision. Somebody supervise these people, how the forklift has been operated, and how the people are taking the load, how the people are handling equipment or operating the forklifts in the process area and other outside area. Then periodical examinations of the equipment need to be done. Like as I said, internally they have to make an inspection schedules, and by external they have to make an test certificates. And then medical examination of workers. If you ask me, this forklift operators and all crane operators and the domestic drivers and truck drivers, they should undergo through the eye vision and the color blindness once in 12 months. If they are above 48 years, tested once in 6 months. This is the legal requirement. If they are below 48 years, once in 12 months they have to done. If they are above 48 years, they need to be tested once in 6 months. Another one, to study material handling problems, the safety professional should study. For example, while you are going to study the material handling problems, which means you are getting so many accidents while handling. Somebody got between the material and the floor. Somebody got hit with an obstruction. Somebody got fallen down from the heights, and the forklift has been hitting every day, and it is damaging the materials and the sidewalls of the building. and also he is hit with the pedestrians while crossing the roads. So to understand this study of the material handling, at least we should know the possibility of eliminating and reducing manual metering or its defects. One is the possibility of eliminating or reducing manual handling. The manual handling, what are the hazards are there? To avoid that, we try to find out the solution, how we can make it mechanized process so that we can avoid all these slip, trip, fall cases. Then possibility of mechanical handling, we have to see for possibility of mechanical, and in what ways injury is possible. To think what are the ways, what are the chances, what are the probabilities to happen an injury from all point of view, from the man, machine, material, and method. For example, man, whether he is trained, whether he is having experience for handling such a kind of material. Machine, he is using any tools or is using any machine, that machine is suitable, whether it is tested, whether it is having fitness certificate, it has been inspected, whether the operator knows how to operate that equipment. Then we'll see in method, what kind of method he is using to lift. Maybe in the manual they use different methods, and mechanical they use different methods. Whether the method he is using, it is suitable method to handle the kind of material they are lifting. Man, machine, material, and method. And the material, we also see what kind of material it is. Either it is a solid, liquid, corrosive, toxic, hot, cold, what kind of shape it is a round or a cube, or it is in rectangle, or it is in diamond shape, or it is an irregular shape. So all these matters to see the possibility of injury. Then handling aids, hooks, trucks, and trolley box. And we have to think for all this handling aids, whether they are properly in good condition or not. Then personal protective equipment or clothing to help the prevent injuries. Prevent injuries, either PPE will prevent the injury, PPEs will prevent the injuries.
No.
No.
Why I am telling no, PPEs will prevent the injuries.
This is the last
Proper-
sequence of control, no? So it's
Proper
really-
planning and proper operation will prevent the injuries.
No, you're wrong. PPEs will prevent the injuries.
It is only, it is not only, means not only PPs, but if proper means
दादा सिंह हिंदी में बताइए,
Operation-
हिंदी में बताइए, कोई बात नहीं.
ऑपरेट नहीं कर रहा, अगर सही से अगर लगाया नहीं है लिफ्ट करने के लिए, तब भी इंजरी हो सकता है. मतलब
मैं
हो
क्या बोल
सकता है
रहा हूँ,
उससे
अभी जो
जिसका
जो जो
injury-
जो जो पीपी जो ओनर ने दिया है, जो मालिक ने दिया है, वो पूरा यूज करके काम
हाँ।
करेगा, तो मैं बोलता कि कुछ एक्सीडेंट नहीं होगा, उसको इंजरी नहीं होगा. वो सही है?
सर वो
नहीं, 100% सही नहीं है. It is not 100%. PPs don't provide 100% safety.
Okay.
You can say 90%, 95%, not 100%.
Okay.
Sir, engineering control and administrator must and should. Then last come to the PPEs.
Okay. कुमार सिंह बताइए, you are raising your hand.
मैं ये बोल रहा था, वो हिराची रिस्क ऑफ कंट्रोल में सर हमारा लास्ट जो होता है सर, वो पीपी कंसीडर करते हैं, बट
पीपी लास्ट में कंसीडर करता है.
जी सर, हिराची रिस्क कंट्रोल मेजर में. बट सर अगर कोई चीज किसी को बचाता है सर, तो वो ट्रेनिंग बचाता है, उसका वर्क मेथड करने का तरीका, सुपरवाइजिंग अगर अच्छा हो, है ना, उसने अच्छा करेक्ट टूल्स टैकल्स यूज कर रहा है, तो उसके बचने के चांसेस, और पीपी यूज कर रहा है तो वहां पे सर बचने के चांसेस ज्यादा बढ़ जाते. बट ओनली सिर्फ हम पीपी और बाकी का मेथड हम फॉलो नहीं करें, तो सर मे बी वहां पे इंजरी हो सकता है सर, पीपीज लगाने के बाद भी.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. PPE is a last remedy or last defense, because PPEs will not prevent or eliminate the accident. The PPEs can only reduce the severity of the accident. For example, बिना पीपी काम करेगा तो नहीं तो हमको थोड़ा स्क्रैच लगेगा, नहीं तो थोड़ा ज्यादा कट होगा. पीपी डालेगा तो जो कट का डेप्थ है वो थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा. But there is a chance to get injured still if you are using PPS. As I mentioned, there are the hierarchy of control. One is elimination. First, we try to eliminate the hazard. As I seen here, possibility of eliminating. We have to check for, okay, how I can avoid complete manual material handling elimination. If it is not happening, then we have to go for engineering control. Engineering control in the sense, we are going for, substitution. Substitution in the sense, we are going with mechanical handling. Then engineering control. In the mechanical handling, we are putting engineering control in the sense, they are also putting automation for the material handling directly with the conveyors. It go. No man intervention, no forklift, no EOT cranes. Directly it will come, pick the material, robots with the, what do you call? Belt conveyors or whatever the means of conveyors, it will go. That is an engineering control. And signages, the work is in progress. They should not close to, or we will put some trainings, and we will put some rules and regulations. Then finally, we'll go with the PP, so that it will be a last remedy or last line of defense. Okay. Then need of training to the workers, and also we have to identify the training needs of the workers in each department. If the material handling is happening, what kind of material is handling in department A, and what kind of material is handling in department B, and what kind of material is happening in department C. Based on the material nature, type, size, and the shape and the nature of the material, we have to identify a training, and those kind of trainings we need to control. While handling the problems, we should know all this. This is the sequence we can go, so that we can avoid the or minimize the accidents while handling materials by manually or mechanically. Yeah, these are the statutory provisions, the maximum liftable loads. Just have a quick look. Adult 50 and female 30, and adults and male 30, adults and female 20, and child 16, and female child 14. Okay.
Is there any reference for this?
Yeah, in the Factories Act, we have the minimum weight in the Factories Act. You can see in the Factories Act.
Okay. Thank you.
Factories Act 1948. Yeah.
But on the other side, I think the recent amendments from health and safety.
Adult set male is between 14 to 18, no, sir?
Sorry?
Adolescent male is between 14 to 18.
Yes, he is between 14 to 8. Yes, sir. You are telling something.
Male child is?
Child and all, we will not take these and all. How it is, no? They are coming for the trainees and all. They will come for internship or on the job trainings. They will come. Ours only matter with the adolescent and the female, male and female only, adults.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. You are telling, you are asking something.
Yeah. Regarding this weight, I think there was amendment in the recent past, and 25 kgs for the male and 15 kgs for the female.
How much it is? 25 kg for male?
Yes. Even if you the weight of the bags in the aviation industry, so they are not asking you to maximize more than 30. So it means 25 plus or minus, saying 30, 32 is the maximum. Or else it is.
Okay. That I'll update. Thank you for the update. Yeah. Then we'll see the kinetics of manual handling. In manual material handling, human body acts as the machine, maybe the lever mechanism, and undergoes various forces and torque. How will be act as a lever mechanism? We use legs and we use our muscles and for lifting loads from the floor level, and therefore stress and strain beyond one's capacity, and pain, fatigue, or injury results. which means therefore the stress will be there if you are more than your capacity you are working. Maybe you may lift for 10 kg or 15 kg aram se, and they keep on the weight is getting increased by the employer, or he is asking you to lift 30 kg or 40 kg. So what will happen? You may lift for a few days or a few hours, then later you may get stress and strain, and it resulting pain, fatigue, or maybe it may result to ergonomical injuries. There are few adverse effects of this manual material handling. One is a sprain, and this is the back pain. This is the major problem, or the major injuries happen in the manual material handling is back pain. And cuts will be there if you are handling any sharp objects or sharp materials, and bruises and burns, and fracture and non-traumatic injuries occurring after a long time. Non-traumatic in the sense it is non-repairable. We cannot repair that injury. He has to die with that injury until unless he is living. So non-traumatic injuries, we cannot repair those kind of injuries. And if you see the method, this is your wrong method. So you are not supposed to lift the weight. If you see here, this is the right method. Lift with your legs, not your back. So that our legs are having the bigger muscle in our body. Those will be acting as an levers for the lifting weights. So we have to lift the weight with a larger muscle and the big bones. So we can avoid this damage or injury to our backbone. I will see some handling in manual material handling. This will be the sequence for manual material handling. 1 foot ahead of the other in the direction of the movement, which means whichever the movement you are going to take that material, you should be in that direction. Take 1 foot forward and grasp the load from the palm and not from the roots of the fingers. If you see